everyone. My name is Firefighter Randy and this is Firefighter Tod, and today we're going to talk to you a little bit about the gear, the protective wear that a firefighter wears, the fire truck, and some of the tools that the firefighter uses to help put out fires in the event that there is a fire in a home. So first of all, we're going to talk about the gear, so the protective equipment that the firefighter wears. So Firefighter Tod is going to demonstrate putting on the gear. We're going to talk about each piece. And so the first piece of gear that Firefighter Tod is going to put on today for us is going to be his bunker pants and his boots. If you notice, the boots and the pants are kind of put together, so Firefighter Tod can step into his boots and pull his pants up really fast, and it helps him get dressed a lot quicker. Now the pants are made out of a special material that doesn't burn, so it enables him to go into a burning building without catching on fire. And also the pants are very tough. They don't tear very easy. They're very tough to protect him from things that might cut or scratch him. And also the firefighter boots are very tough too. They got really hard toes, so if something falls on Firefighter Tod's feet as he's fighting the fire, it does not hurt his toes. Next, Firefighter Tod's going to put on his Nomex hood and his coat. The Nomex hood covers his head and it protects his ears. It doesn't burn. It's made out of a special material that doesn't burn as well, so it keeps his ears from getting burned. Next, he's going to put on his coat, and the coat is just like his pants. It's real heavy. It's made out of special material that doesn't burn, and it's also very tough, and it protects him from the heat while he's fighting the fire. So as he's getting dressed there, he's starting to look a little funny there. He doesn't look much like a person now that he's putting on this gear. Now keep in mind, this stuff is very heavy. When a firefighter puts everything on, it weighs about an additional 65 pounds that he's putting on. So next, Firefighter Tod's going to put on the SCBA, the air tank. And all this is a tank of air that enables him to breathe fresh air when he goes into a smoke-filled room, because we all know that smoke is bad for us and we don't want to breathe that stuff. So Firefighter Tod carries his own fresh air with him for him to breathe while he's in there doing his work and the things that he needs to do when there's a fire. Next, Firefighter Tod's going to put on his helmet. His helmet protects his head. So if something falls on his head while he's inside the building fighting the fire, it doesn't hurt him. It's made out of a special material too that doesn't burn, and it also is very hard and very tough. So now we're going to start to see Firefighter Tod's going to start to change a little bit, and he's not going to look so friendly. But keep in mind, Firefighter Tod is our friend. He's here to help us. He's here to take us to safety. So we don't want to be afraid of Firefighter Tod. We don't want to hide underneath the bed. We don't want to hide in the closet. When Firefighter Tod comes in to get us out of the home, we need to scream and yell and make a lot of noise. And we may even have to reach out and grab him if we see him and say, "Hey, I'm here." And he will take us to safety. So now Firefighter Tod's going to put on the mask. The mask is what protects his face. It keeps the smoke and everything out of his face, and it also works as a mask where his air hose goes in and brings in the fresh air to keep him from breathing the smoky air. It keeps him safe so he can be able to come in and help us. Now, he doesn't look much like a person now. He's putting his Nomex up around his head to keep his ears from burning, and he'll put his helmet back on, and then Firefighter Tod's going to open up the valve on the air tank, and it's going to make some funny noises, and those noises are telling Firefighter Tod that his tank is full of air and that he's ready to go to work. So now he's going to plug the hose up to the mask, and now he's going to sound really funny. He's going to sound like Darth Vader breathing the air, but that's actually Firefighter Tod breathing the fresh air from the tank, so the smoky bad air does not get into his mask. Now, Firefighter Tod doesn't look much like a person. He looks like somebody from outer space. But we're not afraid of Firefighter Tod because he's here to help us. He's here to take us to safety. Okay, everyone, we just seen Firefighter Tod get dressed up in the gear, and that keeps him safe to be able to do his job. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the fire truck and the tools that are on the fire truck and how they work as well and help the firefighters do their job. So first of all, the fire truck is a really big truck, and this is where the driver drives the fire truck and comes to the fires. Now also, fire trucks have seats in the back just like our cars do, where the passengers ride. So this enables 4 more firefighters to ride in the back of the fire truck to be able to get to the fire. The back seats have special seats where the SCBA, the air tanks, are built into the seat. So when the firefighter is sitting in the seat, he puts his air tank on, and when he steps off of the truck, he's already dressed, his gear's already on, his tank is already on, and he's ready to go to work. So the firefighter jumps off of the truck and he comes over to this part of the truck. Now the driver of the truck is responsible for this area right here, and this is the controls that allows the water to be able to put into the fire hoses for the firefighter to put out the fire. So the driver of the truck comes over and operates this area here. The firefighter that jumps off the truck in his gear grabs the hose and takes off running and goes into the fire to fight the fire. Now the hose is like a water hose. But it's a really big water hose, and it sprays a whole lot of water really, really fast. So that's what enables the firefighter to put out the fires. But another thing about a fire truck that you don't see, in behind these doors where the tools are is a really big tank. And this tank holds thousands of gallons of water, which enables the firefighter to help put out the fire. So that water is what comes out of the fire hoses for the firefighter to put out the water. Now some other things we have here, we got some tools laid out here a little bit that the firefighter uses to help them as well. This is an axe. So the axe can help the firefighter if he has to break down a door or chop a hole in a roof to let the smoke out. We have a chainsaw. So the chainsaw also can be used to cut a hole in a wooden roof to be able to get a hole in the roof to get the smoke out. And we have a fan here. What the fans are used for, so when the firefighter gets the fire out, we try to get the smoke out of the building so we can see. So we'll cut a hole in the roof and put the fan in the door and blow the smoke out and up through the hole in the roof. We have some different types of hooks and things here where the firefighter grabs these hooks, takes them into the fire with him, and he can take this hook and grab a hold of things and pull them down, or punch a hole in a ceiling and be able to pull the ceiling out or the insulation if the fire gets in the walls. But one really cool tool I want to tell you about is a camera. And they have this special camera. It's really cool. So this camera sees in the dark. So if it's completely dark in the house and there's smoke and you can't even see your hand in front of your face, the firefighter can take this camera and goes in, and they can see. This camera sees in the dark, so they can see things. They can see fire if it's in behind a wall. They can see a person. They can see your cat. They can see your dog. So if your dog is hiding underneath the couch and the firefighter brings the camera in, they can see your dog hiding under the couch. They can pick up the dog and bring it out to safety, because we know once we go out of the house, we never ever go back in for anything, not for our animals, not for anything. We let the firefighters do that for us because they have the tools and the equipment to keep them safe to be able to do that job. So we went over a lot of things, and with firefighter safety and seeing the fire truck and everything, and the last couple of things we have for you is our ladders. We want to talk a little bit about our ladders because our ladders are very important to us. So here we have an extension ladder that we use to get up on the roof or on top of a house or anywhere that we may have to get up where it's very high. This is a very long ladder. And the reason it's called an extension ladder is because it slides and it doubles in length. So this ladder is actually twice as long as it is. And then we have another smaller ladder here It's called an attic ladder. So this ladder here is real small and we can carry it inside. So if we have to go inside of a home and there's a hole in the ceiling, a lot of homes have a place where we can get up in the attic to get in there and see if there's any fire up there. So we can carry that ladder in there with us. And lastly, we want to talk a little bit about what other things that firefighters do. Firefighters not just fight fire and put out fires, which is a very important job that they do to provide safety to us, but they do some other things. And Josh is going to tell us a little bit about some of the other things that the firefighters do.
Thank you. So besides putting out fires, which we got to learn about today, and the tools that they use, firefighters are also called to help people if they are stuck in a car after a traffic accident, or if they are stuck on the side of a mountain or down in a hole. Firefighters know how to use ropes and tools to be able to get to those people and get them out. And if they're injured because of the accident they had, firefighters also have training in what we call first aid. And that allows us to take care of any broken bones, cuts that they're having, or if they're even having a medical emergency, firefighters also know how to help them out if they can't breathe, or if they've been stung by a bee and they're having an allergic reaction, things like that. So firefighters are here to help us in all sorts of ways besides just fighting fires.
You know, and firefighters also, what we do, just what we're doing today. We reach out to our communities and reach out to our people to teach them about fire safety and preparedness and how to be prepared for things like our plan that's being prepared. So we want to have a home escape plan, you know, and keep going out and teaching the safety things on what to do in the event that there is an emergency. We want to thank everyone for joining us, and you have a great day.
Take care.
Thank you.